And we are live, guys. Welcome to the X Ring, and we've got Is Your Six covered here. And I appreciate everybody that has shown up to join in on the conversation tonight. So we've got some pretty interesting topics. In a couple weeks, we are going to be shooting the Burris Optics Team Challenge. Rick is not going to be my partner. I'm going to be shooting against him.
Yeah.
And we've got Kenny
fun, actually.
with Desert Precision Gunworks. He's going to be joining in just a second. And we're also going to talk about Surviving Mann. I have a really good treat in store for you guys. Basically, I've been sent the trailer for the first episode that's supposed to air at the end of the month. So I think that'll be exciting. We'll watch that together. I'll do a screen share.
And I have not even seen it yet.
Yeah, so I do appreciate everybody that's here. Not quite a few. No, I think we've got about 10 or so in right now, but they'll start coming in. Let's go ahead and bring Kenny into the screen. Hold on just a second. And there we go. What is up, Kenny? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, fellas? Hi, chat. How's everybody doing?
You guys ready for this next match?
Absolutely. It's what I'm loading up right now.
All right, so now that we're talking about the Burris Optics Team Challenge, for those that don't know, it is hosted and put on by Competition Dynamics, some of the best group of match directors and guys that you'll ever shoot with. They run one of the most well-oiled matches I've ever shot in. Everything from the Steel Safari to the Team Steel Safari. They do the Sniper's Adventure Challenge as well as the Burris Optics Challenge every year. So if you hadn't had the opportunity to shoot one of their matches and you're looking for something that's kind of outside of the scope of PRS, I urge you to do that. They have some awesome venues. This next one is actually going to be in Douglas, Wyoming, and some of the other matches are actually held at the JP Blue Steel Ranch out in Logan, New Mexico, and they choose different venues throughout the West. So it's a great event, it really is. So, Kenny, you've never shot a blind stage event, have you, where it's truly blind?
I have not. No.
Not yet.
So what have you done to prepare for this? Because it is different than PRS in the fact that you don't go up to the stage and they tell you there's your 5 targets. You're going to engage, each target with 2 rounds from, 4 different positions, this and so forth. How do you think this is going to differ than what you have been shooting?
Well, obviously the terrain, it's going to be difficult to find spot impacts and targets out there. What I've been doing, I have a friend of mine that's been supporting me for this whole competition, and he's been taking my steel targets and actually running it out there in the field and putting them in unknown distances. And he texted me saying, hey, we got X amount of targets up, your perimeters are here to here, and good luck. So been kind of simulating what the match is going to be, and obviously getting a little physical training as well. So having a jog up that big hill or having a jog to that to a good position, just trying to do the best I can to simulate the strain and effect, and also the basically me trying to hunt and destroy targets as well.
Now, Kenny, you are basically you're basically new to the whole blind stage thing, but you are a gunsmith. You have your own shop, Desert Precision Gunworks, and you can shoot any caliber you want other than the restrictions that are on the match itself. So what was your caliber of choice for this match, or what is going to be your caliber of choice?
I am taking out the 6 ARC, and we'll be shooting the 109 grain burger hybrids. And out of my own experience, it's just something I've been shooting for a while. I've been very comfortable behind my rifle. I'm shooting a Savage 10 short action. It's putting out this 110 burger hybrid at 2,800 or 2,900 feet a second.
Hey, so, Kenny, your audio is really bad right now.
That's picking up the TV.
No, I think it's a little better. Kenny's in. Let's try it again.
Cut the echo. Do you have the echo button up?
Yeah, that actually cleared his picture up quite a bit.
Yeah.
So hold on for just
Is this a little better or no?
Yeah, a lot better.
Okay. The echo. So like I was saying, I'm shooting the 6 ARC. Recoil mitigation is going to be probably the biggest benefit from the 6 ARC and what is needed to be able to spot your impacts make corrections if needed. So just a caliber that I'm very familiar of, very confident with, and I've been doing a lot of practice with for over a year.
Nice. And one of the biggest restrictions with 6-arc and the bolt gun is there's not a lot of people doing them. I know you've built quite a bit for folks. But one of the biggest things is one of the only magazines you can get to really work in that only holds, what, 7 rounds, 8 rounds?
Yeah, 7 rounds, the MDT 224 Valkyrie mag. So I guess I could talk about that mag extension I came up with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I mentioned it.
Awesome. Yeah, so I've been waiting for manufacturers to come out with a good magazine extension. MKM Machining does make one. However, it only gives you a 9-round capacity. So it still does hinder you on that one last round. So I ended up just designing my own, and it slips right on to a MDT 308 mag or the 224 Valkyrie mag. Gives you a +3. So I got a full 10-round capacity. That's the only downside and caveat with the 6-arc is obviously the magazine. The cool thing about that caliber is that you don't need to have that 6BR, that little extension or that magazine follower. They push that round forward for reliability. In fact, with some of the rifle builds that I've done, it actually will run with a 10-round PMag, depending on the action in stock.
Yeah, I know when you built the one for me, I did have some issues with that PMag, and we were at the time going through different magazines to see what we could get. I knew that 7 rounds wasn't going to be enough, and for example, in this match, there's some of the stages where you will have to take 8 shots. And that's not where we want to spend the time trying to load one into the chamber after you shot.
Find all 8 shots.
That's right. So, guys, the difference with this Burris Optics Team Challenge from any other match is you're going to be in a team format. And let's just say Rick and I are teammates, and they say, guys, and you'll know this beforehand, the night before. We'll say we're Team 10. They'll say, Team 10, you need to show up ready to go at 8 o'clock, 7:45 on the start block. So at 7:45, you've got all your gear. Now, I will tell you, if you're watching this and you have you're planning on shooting it in a couple of weeks, you want to go as light as you can. You don't want anything frivolous. You basically want to be able to move and stay on the go. You definitely want to, I mean, look, you could always walk this, but you're probably not going to do well. So the way it's set up is the very first day, let's say we have an 8 o'clock start time. You'll show up at 7:45 ready to go. And as soon as your watch, as soon as the iPhones hit 8 o'clock, we take off running. Most people are going to be jogging or running to the stage. Okay. And you'll be able to see it. They'll have it clearly defined by a path. And you're going to run to this. It might be 400 yards, but it might be straight up a hill as well. So you're going to be a little gassed when you get there. There's about 5,000 feet of elevation. You have no idea which direction the targets are or anything else. As soon as you get up there, you're going to be greeted by an RO, and he's going to say, guys, here's your spot. There's your left limiter. There's your right limiter. Begin. And this clock starts. You have exactly 6 minutes for either one of 2 scenarios. One will be what they call a 2x4. So in my case, I'm shooting secondary, and I'll be shooting this rifle that you see back here. And that rifle, I kind of reviewed on what it is, but basically it is a 5.56 20-inch proof barrel, Thunder Beast Dominus SR suppressor. I am going to be shooting the Burris XTR3, and this is going to basically be the semi-automatic setup, okay? So I'm going to be the secondary shooter. The secondary shooter gets unlimited rounds, but remember, you got to find the targets first. So if it's that 2x4, that means there's going to be 4 targets out there, 2 shooting positions. I can only hit 4 targets as secondary. So we've got to find them. As soon as I find 4, if you find all 4, then I'm going to start cranking rounds off. And my job is not just to hit the targets, but it's also to be able to give Kenny my win calls. So you should know what your partner's shooting so you can kind of extrapolate, hey, you need to hold about 8/10 left. And I'll know that based on what I see from my misses, because I will have misses when I'm trying to get on target, but in theory, I should be able to hit all 4 of those.
Unlimited rounds.
Unlimited rounds. And remember, you're working with a total of 6 minutes. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off the rifle, clear the line, I can't shoot again. I'm done once I clear the line. Kenny's going to get on the line from that same spot. He gets one shot at those four targets, those four steals.
Yeah.
Then we have to all pick up our stuff, move forwards. That's usually, 15, 20 yards. And then he's got to engage those four steals again with one shot each. He only gets one round. He's the primary shooter. It sounds easy because you just engaged those four steals and you just moved up. But what happens is it skews where you will be looking in the terrain, especially off some of these drop-offs and cliffs. So it does add a pretty big element to it. The other scenario is a 1x8, which means there's 8 freaking targets out there. And remember, it's like infinity and beyond, okay? Typical engagements are 1,000 and in, but they don't paint the targets white. All the targets are rust color from the years. They don't repaint them.
They're just the same as the background.
Same as it ever was.
The same as it ever was.
So if you have burned too much time looking for targets and you only find 6
or 4,
and you're like, man, we're running out of time, you might have to call that good. So I'll still shoot my 4. Kenny gets on it and he'll shoot 4, but remember, we're going to lose 4 steals there.
Yeah.
This is the caveat. This is the kicker. Every 20 minutes at 8:20, they send another team off from the start line. If that team catches you, you have to pull all of your gear off the line, give way, let them shoot through, like playing through in golf. They take off, and at that point, you've got to follow behind them. Now, you can't bump them because they bumped you at this point. Problem is, you'll start falling further and further behind. If the team behind you catches you, you might as well just say you're done. And Brian, this is actually the Weka suppressor cover. I have reached out to him with multiple emails. We were actually supposed to get something going. I was going to see if I could carry that on the website. Never got a return, a phone call or anything, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Guys, these are silicone covers. It's 100% silicone. It works great. It's not going to come off inadvertently. You cut them to the length of the suppressor. And I really like it. I like it a lot. And I was hoping to start carrying them on my website. But matter of fact, we have one coming right here. And this is not anything new. I think, I don't know if it's not BNT. There was another company that did this. But this is a Thunder Beast suppressor as well. And you can see where it's kind of vented around the perimeter.
I went from these to that.
And this is all hanging off I can't tell you how many of these we've lost in a match because no matter how much you tighten these bungees, you end up losing them. Yeah, so a snake ends up using this as a blanket at night. Yeah, he crawls in it at night. John Townley says he has 4 Wekas and they work great. Brian Shane says he'll try to get in touch with them. Is that one of those matches where you have to, everything you're going to use on you? Yes, absolutely, Val. You have to carry everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my gear. Let me switch back over to Kenny. So Kenny, you're back live again. What gear are you going to be running other than the 6-arc rifle? What have you made? Because guys, you're not going to carry this rifle and run the entire stages. It's going to be too taxing on the arms. So what have you come up with without showing any rifles or touching any firearms?
I can use this one.
Yeah, don't have anything on me that could show. Very minimal. I mean, like you're saying, it's a complete run and gun scenario. Basically a battle belt with the AICS mag holders. I do have a sling on my rifle, so we got the sling situation figured out. Not carrying any water. It's an hour match. I figured we'll hydrate before and kind of carry it, leave that behind. Use something very minimal. Other than that, just a big old pump pillow from Tab Gear. I got a Tab Gear medium-sized pump pillow, and that's really all I'm thinking about carrying.
Yeah, so you hit on a really big topic because everybody's probably saying now it's only an hour match. Remember, it's 3 days, but it's 1 hour for the field course. So you'll always start the field course off in the morning. It's 1 hour of get her done, okay? You have to do that scenario that I just told you because as soon as you get done with your 6 minutes and your time's up, you got to grab all your gear. You got to take off running again to the next stage. There are typically 5 to 6 stages per hour-long session. A lot of people never make it to the 6th or the 5th stage because they'll time out. Okay, it is rough terrain. There is some that's on the road, but then there's some that are on trails. And so you only have an hour total to get this done. So, as far as ammunition, the primary should only really carry about 50 rounds. Because at best, if he finds every single target and gets to shoot at every single target, he'll go through 48 rounds. Like I said, worst case scenario, 8 steals, 6 stages, 6 8s, 48. As far as secondary, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to carry about 60 rounds because I have multiple engagements. I'm trying to get that win call. So what I'm going to be running is, this is a Cry Precision. This is the ultra lightweight plate carrier, and this thing's super light, guys. This thing might weigh 1.5 pounds. I've taken off all the plates and anything I need, but what it will have to it is it will have 2 30-round mags, and I might carry a 20 as a just in case a mag gets lost or something like that. This is not to look cool or tough or anything else. The problem is when you're trying to sling a rifle, you're not jogging here. This isn't a ruck match. You're actually running, okay? I mean, jogging, yeah, but you're not walking. It's not a fast walk. If you do that, you're not gonna finish in the top 10 if you try to do that, in my opinion. The problem is you have a heavy rifle with all this optics and everything else. You can see I'm also running a Raptor here as a just in case, but it makes it real top heavy. So whether you're running a rifle on the front or running it on the rear, I think Kenny's rifle, Kenny, what does your rifle weigh?
It weighs exactly 19 pounds with a fully loaded mag. So but the length is what's the matter. It's a 52 inches overall length.
Yeah, so this rifle right here, I think it weighs in about 16 and some change by the time you add everything up on it. And I will be running the Sky bipod. These are invaluable for this type of match because you're going to have a lot of rock formations, and I'm going to be running the double. The double is going to be the way to go because if I've got a really long stretch, I can still level this out. Now, you guys are going to say, I can't believe you did this, but you do what you have to do. These are tools.
Yep.
The Sky bipod, you don't have yours close by, do you? Upstairs. The Sky bipod actually comes with a very rectangular piece right here, which makes absolutely no sense. What I've done is I've ground all of that down and off. You guys see that?
It's a barricade stop on the wrong side.
So what I've done is I've radiused all of this because this digs into your back, okay? And that plate carrier serves to give me a little bit of protection between the back of my spine, which is where this will always end up. And I've even radiused some of these corners right in here that were really, really sharp. Because after the first day, yeah, you'll be missing skin off your back and off, maybe some of the vertebrae off the top of it where it's hitting. But after the second, third day, especially when you're sweating, that gets to be a little aggravating. That's why I'm running the plate carrier. If you wear it along the front, you typically don't have that problem, but that's going to really limit you on your speed. So this is a match that I highly urge you to be in shape for. So with that being said, Kenny, what have you been doing to prepare for this?
A lot of physical training, a lot of running, stamina. Just it's going to be a higher elevation. I'm over here roughly at just under 2,000 feet. So that elevation of 5,000 feet can obviously get to you. The biggest thing that I've noticed with the training that I've been doing, or just physical running with the gear, is finding the failures of your gear. Sling points have snapped on me.
What broke on yours?
Oh gosh, the scope, the bipod, the sling mount itself. I mean, just a QD mount right in the middle of your back. You find things that you're like, shoot, man, I've never even thought that's going to give me an abrasion or start rubbing on me. But like I mentioned, just running with the gear and having it fail on you, you're like, shoot, I thought that was the strongest point of the firearm. It's a big eye opener. Obviously quality gear and name brand really does help out with that. But you learn to adapt and overcome. Like, for instance, the sling that I had, I'm no longer using a QD mount on the back of my stock because that has failed multiple times on me. I actually, with a good friend of mine, Dick Hedges, came up with a paracord system wrapped around a paracord. So we're having a double failure system for the QD mounts on the sling because the last thing you want is safety issue if you're running with your rifle, to have that fall on you or something that cause you an unsafe condition.
Yeah, and guys, any match that I've ever done where I've incorporated a sling, I've always run a secondary failure like what he's talking about. We actually brought it up on the chat one night, and I've always run 550 cord as a backup through the actual sling itself, not through the QD, because some of the rings will actually split. The problem with that is, and I'm going to do that at this match as well. The problem with that is if you needed to get this thing off quickly, you're not going to be able to do that. You can only free up a little bit of space, or you can leave yourself more of a tail. But if you're going to be doing something really stringent like that, you definitely want to try to use some 550 as backup, and 550 will abrade too, depending on where you attach it to. But it's all about getting your gear settled and getting it working, because you don't want to find out on the first day. John Townley asked, what's the approximate distance? About a mile to a mile and a half, but this is one portion of the morning. So the field course is in the morning, and then you'll transition to assault courses in the afternoon, typically 2 assault courses in which you incorporate your pistol. And you never know what you're going to be throwing. You know, they might say primary shooter is shooting pistol, secondary shooting rifle and pistol. You might be shooting all 4 platforms. It's almost like a modified 3-gun, but they do a lot of twists. The other thing is you need to be comfortable shooting with your teammate, because you have to be able to touch his shoulder at all times for every shot. And they'll call that, especially on some of the marks, they'll say spot or mark, and you got to be able to touch it without stretching your body to touch something. What's up, Tyven? Silver Fox, Tree Fellow, what's up? So, yeah, so that's the match that we're going to do now. Kenny, you're going to be shooting with me for Team Burris. I think we've got a couple teams fielded. And what optic are you going to be shooting, and how's it been doing for you?
That optic that I'm running, just very appreciative. Burris sent over the XTR3. It's got the SCR2 reticle. It's just a phenomenal scope, very, very clear. The 2/10 radian or 2/10 holdovers in the hash marks really help out. It's a Christmas tree style reticle, open dot system. It's got a crosshair right in the middle, very fine. It's easy to do your win holds over. You get hold left edge, and it puts it right at that right side of that actual horizontal reticle. So I've been using that. I've been practicing with holdovers. It dials straight out to 1,000 yards for me. Works great for what I'm saying. The quality of the glass is right on par, if not better than the Razor HD. So I'm pretty impressed with that scope.
Yeah, when they actually sent me those first, and I reviewed it, and I've got a lot of the Razor HDs. The glass is on par with it. Now, is it other stuff? No, it's not. But it's also in that same price point as, you know, like the Razor. I'm not saying one's better than the other. They both have different features and different options that I like and dislike one over the other. One of the things I do like about the Razor HD is that you can smash your caps down and you've got locked turrets. Especially when you're carrying it on your back or forwards, it's easy to dial in dope inadvertently, and you can't lock out the turrets on the Burris XTR3. The only thing you can do is just you have a quick zero stop, one of the fastest zero stops ever. And I love knurling on the knobs, but that knurling can really chew into you as well on a match like this. Yeah. So what have you been doing to get ready for this, Rick?
I have been trying to drink less sweet tea. I've been exercising. And
how much have you been running when you're saying you're exercising?
3 miles.
Okay.
3 miles at a time. I haven't been doing it every day. There's days that I've skipped, but
that's not bad because it gives you a chance to recover.
Yeah, and I've been doing a pack with 28 pounds in it. Basically trying to pretend that I'm carrying the rifle just because I live in town. I don't think people would
running around with your rifle.
Yeah, running around with the 22 pound rifle.
Now, what caliber are you shooting for this match?
I'm shooting 6 Creedmoor. Actually,
that's a good choice.
The Skittles rifle that Kenny had built for me.
Yeah, and we know that's a tack driver.
We know that works well. So I have no excuses if I miss.
No, that'll all be on you. Now, your rifle weighs how much?
22.
It's 22 pounds. So, guys, we're not dealing with lightweight here. And this is also one of those matches where
I could have brought the Tika, but at the end of the day, I'm just bringing the Skittles rifle.
Gotcha. So, what bipod or tripod do you have back there, Kenny? Because that's what I was going to talk about next is bipods. Do we need to take one? Do you have to have one?
Oh, you're going to want
the one that I'm using is yeah, this is a 2-vest tripod, the No Name. And you can see I'm a 6'2" person, and it's right there, standing where I'm at. So it's perfect for what I have. It does have a Leo Photo ball head on there. The good thing about this ball head is that I can grab it right here, and it's got this thumb adjustment. You grab it here, throw your thumb adjustment, and actually manipulate the ball, start moving around. So even with the rifle, this comes in handy from what I've been testing. I do have the other ball head that sits right here that has it more of a kind of a more canting feature or whatnot, but I've had it fail on me. The actual legs itself have collapsed on me, and this one just seems a little bit more sturdier, but I'm still in testing phases. Basically, I need to try the really right stuff.
You're gonna find out if it works or not.
Is that the replacement one they sent you?
No, this one is still the same one. I'm still waiting on that one. My other backup would be a Leo Photo, the LS 32 or 323C. That's another one. It's very similar to this. Honestly, I would bet it'd be the same manufacturer, but who knows? It's almost the same setup.
Now, so you're running up top. You're going to be running a Sig Kilo 3000, right? The BDX.
Yep, Sig Kilo 3000. Very awesome system. It's very fast at picking up targets. It works with your Kestrel. So I've been using this.
Now, how are you going to tether the Kestrel to that with your applied ballistics?
Yeah. Yeah. So the original Kestrel I had, I destroyed, which is not really heard of. I was swinging it around, the lanyard failed, and it went straight to the ground. It was the older Kestrel 5200. I called them, and they actually sent out a new one, upgraded it for me, and they did it. They sent out a new one within 2-3 days. So really big shout out to Kestrel for that one.
That's good to hear, actually.
Yeah, the 5700 with the applied ballistics, it's got a lot of features on there that I've been playing around, and it definitely helps you true up your dope down range. My wind drift is calculated a little bit different. It's calling for less wind drift than my actual downrange results. So I did a video on that recently on finding your dope and data on previous engagement, basically knowing what your rifle could do, and how close it could be, how close your Kestrel could get you, but it's not the exact dope that you have downrange.
Yeah. So guys, one of the things about the Sig and the Kestrel is if you're going to use it beyond 800 yards, you really need both of them to be linked together. And so it's important that you have the Kestrel on and that you don't have it on auto shut off, because you might be at a location for 10, 12 minutes. And by the time you get to the next one, you hit range or lays and you get zero because it's off. It's turned itself off. Now you got to turn it back on. It's got to reboot, and then they have to link up again. This is not one of those matches where you want to basically retract your tripod. You want everything extended, ready to go, whether you're carrying it like a joust or carrying it over your shoulders. You don't want it in a pack. But as soon as you get there, you need to be ready to just open the legs, not extend them, and get on those targets and start looking, because it's going to be really, really difficult to find them.
No, this is his channel, cute fella. Just hanging out. I'm being rare today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was wanting to get everybody's perspective. It's a shame we couldn't get Hugo on here from Shutout 8888. That's who Rick will be shooting shooting with. That's going to be his partner.
Yep.
And then I'll be shooting with Kenny. And Kenny, you just got a new pistol. You're going to be shooting a 2011. I'm going to be shooting a 2011. Rick, you're shooting a 2011.
Yeah.
Because this is one of those matches, they put the pistol steels out in pretty good ways, and you want to be pretty spot on with it. And so, the triggers on the 2011s just are so much more crisp than trying to shoot something like a Glock 34 or, even the Canic, even though it's got a great trigger in it. There's no replacement for that 2011 and how they shoot.
Not for accuracy.
Oh my gosh. It's a dream to shoot.
Yeah. So with that being said, what I wanted to do was talk about the Surviving Mann. So for those that don't know, I know a lot of you know, but a couple of weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to be able to be part of Surviving Mann, which is a TV show. It's supposed to be coming out in the end of June, which I think the premiere is supposed to be June 26th. I was a hot seat contestant, meaning there were 500 and something applicants. I got a call on a Wednesday, and they asked me if I could be in Vegas on Friday. Now, this is Wednesday afternoon. I had no time to prepare. I'd actually thought they had already started filming, and they had not. And they said, we need you to come out. Can you be here on Friday morning? So I dropped everything, hugged the wife and the kids and said, see you, and left. And I went out there, and it was 32 contestants. I'm going to show you guys something that hasn't been shown before. It's the cold open test video for the very first episode that's going to be airing. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because guys, I'm 50 years old. We all think and remember back to, oh man, I can do 100 push-ups without stopping. I can do, 100 sit-ups without stopping. Time has a way of catching up to you without you realizing it. Okay. You think you're in shape. You feel like you're in shape unless you're working out every day.
Feel 25.
And then all of a sudden you get thrown into an event like this. And within 15 minutes of getting there, we're doing push-ups to failure for time. We're doing sit-ups. We're doing planks. We're doing a 5K run. And I felt it. I was hurting. They really put the hurting on us for the first couple of days while we were there. And the days were really, really long. I was proud to be part of the event. I tried to stay out of the camera eye a lot. I didn't give any one-on-one interviews except for one thing. The shooting portion was no problem. I did really well on that, but the physical portion is what they stressed. So what I'm going to try to do, and I'm not really familiar with this, but I'm going to try to do this best I can. I'm going to share this screen, so be patient for just a moment. I'm going to share the link, the entire screen with the audio. You might have to turn that audio down, and I'm hoping you guys can see all of this. So here we go. And
then you'll click there.
Hold on for just a moment. I'm going to hide this.
Full screen.
That is Don Mann himself, SEAL Team 6, climber of Mount Everest.
I was asked to host this show because of my background. I am an American patriot. It was instilled in me as a young boy. I joined the Navy and went right into SEAL teams. I love being around hardcore Americans. A couple of years ago, I went to climb Mount Everest. And as up on the ice fields there where the ladders are, it's one of the most dangerous places on Everest. And we pushed ourselves to the point of hallucinating, bleeding, or passing out. I came close to dying. I didn't die, and my life is so enriched from that experience. And that's what I love to try to instill in other people.
2 minutes of as many perfect push-ups as you can do.
Down, up, down, up, down, up.
58. Give me 4 more. 59.
Make sure you're off the ground. If you're on the ground, you go into a 0. Once you lay down on the ground, you're done. Because if we see it's partial push-ups on the way up, you won't know you both got 0s till after we show you the score. It's not this. It's all the way down, all the way up, and that's 1. 30 seconds, finish 0.
Well, the human body is a pretty amazing thing, especially when it's connected to a strong mind.
The reason we make training so difficult in the SEAL teams and in Surviving Mann is because you have to do much, much more through physical fitness and what some perceive as torture.
When you take a break, you can be in the leading rest, and that could be like this. It could be like this, as long as you're not on the ground. We really want to see how people react to being uncomfortable.
We have a saying in the SEAL teams: the more sweat and tears you put into training, the less bloodshed in wartime.
Embrace the suck, as they say in the Army.
So we're going to push these guys hard in training to prepare them for almost any contingency they will see during the mission.
The other point of this is mind games, because you're all going to be facing one another. The first one who drops, like the XO said, gets 0 points.
Don't get disqualified, because Randy's hair trigger on that shit.
I wouldn't want Randy upset with me, that's for sure.
Long time to plank, that's what I'm thinking. Especially in the gravel. You start to see when you start reaching that breaking point, you get that sewing machine leg, and there's no way to control control it. It's pretty tough, and it takes a lot of mental work too. Going on 12 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. Randy's world-class athlete. He's been putting himself and others through this type of training for years.
It's right here in years for most of us. I mean, sure, the body's going to start to hurt. You see the legs start to quiver and the body, the core start to quiver because it's definitely working the core. But the mind can overcome that pain. It takes some fortitude for sure.
It's definitely tough to do the plank in a gravel field. So adds a little extra layer of psychological warfare to the situation. The plank is tough enough without having to deal with the grind, so to speak. We chose 32 people out of over 500 people who volunteered to be on this show. These are hardcore American patriots. These people are all about defending our country, all about working out hard. They all have resumes and backgrounds that are very, very impressive.
I'm competing in Surviving Mann because it's a challenge. And I want to show my kids and my friends that are moms like me that you can take on challenges and exceed expectations.
On the physical challenges, I think a lot more of it is mental than physical. If you put your mind to it, the pain kind of goes away, and you just got to get past that breakover point and get there.
I want to prove that I have what it takes to be amongst the top competitors in the world. I'm going to be mentally strong, mentally unbreakable.
You have to stay focused. And I think that's one of the hardest things, especially as you're getting tired and fatigued. Every single task matters. I'm going to kick ass.
You have to give it your all. I don't really care how big or strong people are, but if we push them so hard and they don't give up because of the mindset, and that's why I say blood from any orifice. Push yourself till you bleed, till you pass out. That's the type of person we're looking for.
Go back to streaming.
No, just hit streamer. Close that. No, close that one out. This one.
Oh.
Move. Yep.
All right. So I know that was a little long, but you guys got an idea of what they're going to show and what they put us through, and that really was an eye-opener for me. It really was, and got my butt back into shape where I've at least been trying to run and get in shape for this match. Whereas before it was kind of like, I'll do okay, but I think all of us, I mean, all three of us here, it really put a fire under us to do better.
Yeah, actually, Dick Hedges as well. He got motivated by us talking about it. He said, since we talked you into doing that match, he's been out running too as well.
Gotcha. Kenny, I still got you on audio? Oh, yep. Not here. Oh, yeah, I got you. So what'd you think about that? Planks in the gravel.
Yeah, just some of the previews and stuff you were talking about on what you were endured out there in Vegas, man. It was that's insane. You know, a lot of training, a lot of physical activity. It's going to be really cool to see that show.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to spin it. There was a little bit of drama that started about midways through. A lot of tempers were starting to get up there. But, you know, when it's 100 degrees out and you're basically on set for 13 hours a day and it's go, 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 yeah, people were getting very aggravated with each other.
Yeah.
It's funny how that dynamic works. Everybody is really quiet. And then all of a sudden they slowly start to become friends. And then you'll have some arguments, and then everybody comes together at the end. As you see it time and time again in life, you know, everybody. It's the way it always works. It seems like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks, John. It was drama. Oh, never. Yeah, it was a reality show, so they wanted to try to get some bickering back and forth, and there was some heated bickering. I don't know how much they got. Like I said, I just try to do my best. I cannot, for For those that follow the channel, you guys know how the finishes ended up, but I had to pull all that video. But, I was able to finish in the top 10. I was happy with that. That's as much as I can say about it, but I wanted you guys to be able to see this because this hasn't been made public yet. That was sent to us on a link, and I got permission to share it. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. But
you got to remember, you were just hoping to get to the first day.
Yeah, exactly. I just didn't want to get eliminated the first day, and there was somebody that quit on day 2, and every day just seemed to get worse and worse and worse. So it was fun. A lot of military guys in there, a lot of former military. One guy, Nick, super good guy, established a good relationship with him. As a matter of fact, I will be finally, you guys have been asking for, like X-Ring t-shirt, and he works for 9 Line Apparel. He was attached to the 1st Ranger Battalion. He was a Ranger, and he said, man, we'll get you hooked up. So I'll be doing the 9 Line Apparel performance wicking shirts. Those will be ready in about 2.5 weeks or so. Drama with Yankee Marshall there.
Nope.
So yeah, it'll be the first time I've done t-shirts. I haven't done any hats or anything else. You guys know that I'm starting to carry the Microtech knives on the site now. We are going to be sponsoring the CD event, and I've brought quite a few things for the prize table. So that'll be good for those that have a chance to run the prize table, which it should be everyone.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing too is if you do get a chance to shoot one of these competition dynamic events, like we talked about right in the beginning of the show, is they are seriously a well-oiled machine when it comes to running a match.
One of the best run matches.
You're not waiting hours, and I've been to matches where you're waiting hours for the next thing to get set up, and this is perfectly on time.
Yeah, it is. What's up, Casey? How you doing? Casey tried to meet up with me today, but I was on the other side of town. I couldn't meet up with him.
Oh, gotcha.
But I just wanted to have a quick chat, bring Kenny on, bring your thoughts. Anything you wanted to say about your game plans for the match? You just want to finish? How you want to do?
Yeah, no, I think between Hugo and myself, we're going to try to do the best we can.
Yeah.
No expectations, either high or low. I think it's just a matter of a lot of you guys watching. If you shoot with somebody and you've had the ability to shoot with them for years, you kind of understand how he thinks and how he works and what he looks for, and even communicating like, hey, Ray, that tree over there, the green one, you're trying to talk your way to a target with your partner. But if you don't really hang out with the guy you're shooting with, like Kenny and Ray are going to be shooting this
We've never shot together.
So they've never shot together. This will be the same for Hugo and I. So that's going to be, a negative.
Yeah, communication goes a long ways, especially on these type of matches. The very first time you shot a CD match with me, that was the Team Safari. And one of the biggest things was that green bush to the right of the rock. Well, there's only 100 of them out there, right? And we've talked about this before on the channel. It's about finding a reference point, like the highest peak that you can see in the horizon, using that as a reference, how you scan for targets. There was one stage.
What's a rock face?
I distinctly remember. Hold on. I distinctly remember. He shoots at the first 2 targets he sees, and he was secondary shooter. And he was the gas gun.
Yeah.
Typically, the gas gun guy is only going to be engaging targets from 600 and in.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the first 2 targets he sees are like 700 and some change.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think he went to a full mag. And I'm like,
no,
it's being facetious. I'll get that thing.
Oh, yeah, look what I got.
He's got the taser.
Oh, boy.
You out. No, but seriously,
your channel doesn't know about the whole tasers.
Yeah, that's right. So if you guys don't know, we actually will tase each other every once in a while with 800,000 volts if someone's acting a fool, but we're not doing that tonight.
Nope.
But it is.
Or maybe.
It is different because you do want to find the closer targets, but you can only shoot at what you can see. So if you don't find those other ones, and so.
Well, and actually that one they were straight down that cliff.
Yeah.
On that one.
Yeah, a lot of slope dope. Macap says, I was the stage on a team match a few weeks ago, 32 teams, and the clear difference was communication amongst the teams. Macap, he hit that spot on right there. That is so important when it comes to these blind sniper style matches, and it's really good when you can train with someone because your verbiage. And this is the thing: don't talk a lot. It's too much information at once. You've got a shooter that's on the line that's trying to concentrate on this target or find where the next one is. It's not, come on, move over to the right. You literally want to say 3 o'clock, about 100 yards to the right. You see it?
Exactly.
It's just clear, concise communication, not a lot of screaming or yelling. And I should listen to my own advice, shouldn't I? That is funny. That's good stuff.
That's awesome.
No, it's true.
It's hard. It's tough. It's
well, you definitely hit on it. Yeah, clear and concise. Minimal as possible. First of all, you're probably going to be out of breath a little bit. I'm going to have your dope on my arm, so that's going to help out. Call out some of your elevation holds. I think we discussed about that. I don't know if you want to talk about that as well. But exactly what you're saying. You gauge your target. I'll be hunting for your next target. Basically tell you, okay, go up 12:30, 1 o'clock, what it is, 50 yards. If there is a landmark to reference, I could get you there. But like I said, just very small verbiage, clear and concise as best as possible. And we discussed also that if we just can't find a target and you know where it is, we have no problem touching each other's rifle to get it aimed where it needs to be, not get offended that way. So that's
absolutely. I've seen that before. I've had it happen to me before where the guy on the rifle is looking here and the target is here. Okay. And so it's like you're telling him, but he's just not moving enough. Grab the butt or grab the front of the bipod because you, as the partner, know exactly where that target is. Go ahead and get him on that target. Don't be afraid to help him. Dial in dope. You're going to be shooting in rather close proximity. You just get over it. But communication and helping your partner is the biggest thing. Heck, Kenny's going to be helping me because he said I'm going to be riding piggyback. I want to jump on his shoulders, and he said he's going to carry me for at least half a mile.
That's rice power, baby.
Rice, that's right. We got
rice power.
I got to be careful. I don't want to get too crazy here. But you're going to have the Asian Persuasion Team.
It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
No LZ USA. The T-shirts do not come with the autograph. I'm not going to be signing anything. I am a nobody. With the good teams, I had no doubt which target they were engaging, even though I didn't know any of them. Short and concise. And that is the key to it. It really is. It's going to be a great match.
It's going to be fun after it's all done.
Yeah, especially because after it's all done.
If I survive.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go there.
What's up, Casey?
What's that, Kenny?
I said we could definitely go there, be competitive, but the main thing is just we go there to have fun, man. Enjoy the time, enjoy the experience, and that's kind of what I have my mindset to. This being the first time doing a match like this, I'm there to learn. I'm there to do the best I can, learn, and hopefully, maybe score high. If not, then try again next year.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. I shot this match many years ago, and we came in 10th place. My personal goal is to come in better than 10th, to do better than I did last time, because last time I wasn't as physically prepared, but the field has gotten a lot stronger. I can tell you that. I know a lot of the participants are going to be shooting in this one, and there are some strong teams. So I don't know. I don't know if top 10 is going to be possible. It'd be nice. But I think there is 34 teams now or something like that, and almost all of the teams are good teams. But, typically you're going to see Hamilton and Murphy and those guys out, and those guys, they've pretty much been unbeatable over the last 2 years. They've been winning everything, cleaning the house.
They've been shooting together a long time.
Yeah, and they know the verbiage. I mean, they've been shooting as teammates for
That's where the huge benefit is, I think. That's what makes it tough jumping around.
Yeah, John, I know what you mean. We wanted to shoot the Steel Safari Challenge as well. Unfortunately, it fell on the same weekend as Blade Show.
Which was actually a good time.
Hey, Kenny, have you gotten your laser yet?
No, I have not.
Yeah, so guys, this is changing gears quite a bit. But Sam picked up a laser. a laser engraver, and we actually started playing around with some hard coat, basically seeing what it would do, and it was actually
looks good.
Laser marking. We did all kinds of stuff, and some of these lasers, guys, are getting into the hundreds of dollars, not thousands anymore, but hundreds of dollars.
Down, yeah.
And you actually we laser engraved your tripod. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. That technology is getting cheaper and cheaper, guys, just like 3D printing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down the hill.
Everything in your garage can happen now, Yeah,
that's true.
Before it was only, huge companies.
Yeah.
Kind of like the 3D printers. I'm get one of those.
Yeah, you do a lot with 3D printers. You on a big basis. So what are you doing now with 3D printers, Kenny? You got an example of one?
Yeah. Well, not here inside the shop here, but I've been doing those target cams. It's an affordable target cam that gets out to 2,300 yards. I actually just released a pre-order. I've been trying to keep up with the demand. It's been crazy and a blessing, honestly, with how many folks want to have that device. But it's 3D printed case. The main focus of it is it's basically anything downrange is a target or potential target. So for it being the price it is, we'll replace it for $60. So it's basically, it looks like a disposable camera because it is a disposable camera if you hit it. The other things that I'm doing are obviously mag extensions. I'll show you that real quick. I just put these up on the website. These are the MDT mag extensions. I'm making them in matte black, but these are OD green. They're made out of nylon, so they're pretty strong for what it is. I've actually drop tested it on concrete as well. But got rid of the screw design. This is more of a tab lock, so it looks better not having a screw. But little things that I'm doing on the 3D printing thing, it just really helps out for prototyping and getting products out there real quick and helping folks in the community. It's all that really matters,
Yeah, we were actually the other day, we were in the shop and we were using a disassembly tool on some higher end suppressors, and it was marring the can a little bit. And so we went over to engineering. We said, hey, we need some non-marring tools to disassemble this. We had the files. Boom. It was how long? Hour and a half. We had 4.
Yeah, it was fast.
It was crazy. You about to fall asleep, aren't you?
No.
But not me.
No, I looked over there. He's about to fall asleep.
You lazy
What's up? It's just
what
my
channel is Brian's asked, what channel is it going to be on? I don't know. What you need to do is, if you're interested in watching that series, I think it's supposed to be like a 9-part series. If you go to survivingmann.com, that has the premiere on there, which will be the links for all of the views. I don't know who's picked up that.
It's 2 N's though, right? On man.
Yeah, it's Surviving Mann with 2 N's because it's Don Mann. We did have Randy Couture there. One of the most genuine guys I've ever met in my life. On my channel, when I put the video up, I was hanging out with him in the vehicle, going from a couple stages. We were supposed to have Jerry Mitchell up there, but I think there was a COVID scare and he wasn't able to make it out. But nonetheless, it was still a great time. I'd do it again if I had the opportunity. It was a lot of fun. Hard, but fun.
Right.
Yeah, made you get back into shape.
A little bit, yeah. Lose a little bit of weight, and that's it.
Helped a lot of people.
All right. Anything you guys want to add before we shut her down?
Get ready, Kenny. Trying to find the targets.
We're gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, I know what your struggles are going to be. Last year was my first time doing those style matches, and I was like, "Ooh, this is tough."
Yeah. There's nothing like
it. I think the shooting is the easiest part.
Yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Well, I do appreciate everything. If you haven't been over to X-Ring Customs yet, go check it out. Just put a new inventory of Microtech knives in there. We are an authorized Microtech dealer now. I do have the bad MFs. I have those finally in stock. Belts are being made. Just put in an order for 1,000 belts in tan and black for the stretchy type. And then the rifle bag, that's a little bit on hold right now, but a lot of new innovative products made here in the USA locally coming out. Also, check out Kenny with his target cam with Desert Precision Gun Works. Builds an awesome rifle. Kenny's built me a few rifles. He's built Rick a few rifles, and a couple of you guys on here have his rifles, and every last one of them shoot lights out. And you don't have to wait 2 years like you do on some of these other gunsmiths. That's true. That's a true story.
And the price is really good.
Yeah, the price is very reasonable. Anything you want to say about your builds or anything, Kenny?
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks is what I aim for. Give me about a 2-week buffer. We build rifles specifically designed to exceed your expectations. What makes us a little different is the fact that we're taking your rifle out and I'm proving it downrange. You know, I'm going prone behind that rifle and I'm shooting that thing and guaranteeing that thing to shoot half-inch. I got the targets to prove it. And it's not just half-inch one time. Is we're going out there multiple times a day and ensuring that that thing's consistently a half-inch shooter. One of the things that we do, or what I do personally, is when I do your barrel break-in, I got a bore cam out in the field. I'm watching how that copper builds up in the lands. There's been scenarios where high-end rifle barrels I've had to return because of high spots, which I've indicated on the bore cam. So little things, attention to details is what really matters. I'm a very detail-oriented person, so I put that towards my machining. Everything's hand-fitted. There's no CNC operation. Blueprints are documented, so if you ever need a barrel spun up, I have your measurements, and you give me a call. I'll spin you up a barrel. You don't even need to send your action over. So little things I'm trying to do different.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the benefits, guys, is every gunsmith I've ever dealt with, most of them, they'll spin you up a barrel, rifle, and send it to you, and that's it, and it's on you. Kenny can do that as well, but he will also give you the option if you want him to develop a load, or if there's something that you like. I like varget powder, or I like this powder, or I like this bullet and this weight. Whatever your application is, he can come up with a load that's going to get you pretty much spot on and tell you that. So as soon as you get it, you're not dealing with a break-in, and right off the bat, you're going to be able to shoot lights out with it if you're a reloader. I know the Skittles rifle that Rick has, his printed a .18 5-shot group. I was there when he did it. Just some incredible groups.
Yeah.
What were you going to show, Kenny?
A rifle today. This is a rifle today.
Hold on, wrong one. Wait, give me a second. All right, do it now.
Okay, this is a 6x47 La Pua. It's actually a custom chamber La Pua. It's got a little bit wider on the shoulder area. But this is the first 20 shots at the barrel, and it averaged a group size of .416. I like to stay humble, but I guess I could show a little bit of bragging rights here. Some of the rifles we build are just phenomenal right off the gate. So this is kind of the performance you'll see. Load development, obviously, you'll see there. This one's a 6 arc on this side. This was me playing around, but I'll give you the load details, everything you need to do. You have a rifle that would just perform right away. You don't have to play around with wasting time at the reloading bench or the range. So
yeah, that saves a ton of time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, it's been a fun chat. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't do the chats quite often, but I figured it'd be a cool night to do it. And I appreciate Rick letting me use his studios here, because my internet connection is worse than Kenny looks right now with his screen in the background. It's real fuzzy. Now on mine, I can't even hold the chat. It'll actually kill it. So big thanks to all my sponsors. You guys have sponsors. I know you're with Vortex now. Anybody else that you're with?
Desert Precision Gunworks.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I want to give a big shout out to Burris, Cool Clothing, Outdoor Research, Defender Ammunition, Tacticam, and so many other companies that have helped me along the way, and especially you guys that have watched the channel ever since it's grown. I mean, it's only been a little over 3 years now, and we're over 60,000 subscribers. And it seems to be long-range content, which is what I enjoy the most. Seems to be where it's at. So all three of us enjoy that, whether it's rimfire or centerfire. If you ever have any questions, it's all about the learning and sharing. So, Kenny, anything you want to add?
That's really appreciate the help here. Thanks a lot, Rick. This is a great community. We're all here to share information. So this is where it's at. All right. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great evening and a great weekend. We will talk to you soon. We're going to try to document everything, and don't you dare shot me tonight. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good evening, and God bless. See you.